again, YouTube. How are you doing? Sorry. Well, I'm doing okay. Well, anyway, in this video, we're going to do issue number 8. And, yeah. I can't think of anything else to say at the moment. I'm drawing a blank right now, so I kind of forgot what I was saying. But anyway, I'll show you what's in this next kit and the magazine. Okay, here's the magazine for issue number 8. Just go through the magazine real quick until we get to the part where we're going to be building the model. This is the other side. If you remember in the other video, if you've watched it, this is the other side of this. It took me over an hour because a lot of the small parts in there are a little bit fidgety and everything. So yeah, it might take me a little while to finish this one. But I'm going to try to shorten the video a little bit, not like I did last time, and kind of do some cuts here and there to try to make the video a little shorter. Because the other one, it took a little while to film it, and I was having some issues. So. But anyway, in this kit, looks like we got FM screws again, CM screws, EM, and GM. A lot of metal screws there. And as far as I could tell, I think every bit of this is made out of metal, except for that. I think it's plastic, and I think it's either metal or plastic. I'll confirm that when I pick up the part. But I know all this here is all metal, so just in case you're wondering. But yeah. I kind of look forward to it, and at the same time I kind of grit my teeth on it, so because I know it's going to be a little difficult. But it's basically the same as the other side. It's just you're doing the other side instead of the, can't remember, I think it's the right side of the car. So, and when it's finished, it'll look like this. Yes! And here's some more stuff on the movie. I'm just going to go through it real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But if you want to know what all this is, if you want to read all this at a later time, if you have the model, you can read it. But I haven't been reading them, so I still want to keep a hold of the magazines when I'm done, though, because it's a collector value kind of thing. So, but, okay, and here's what the kit looks like. Yeah! It's got all the small parts in there, little screws. I think it's metal. It could be plastic, but I'll find out in a minute. Or it could be metal. I don't know. I know these are. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, and as I said, I think this is plastic. I thought it was metal, but it's not. It's plastic. It is too. Okay, on the kit, they want us to assemble. It's like before. They want us to put this brick together. I'm just checking to see if there's anything, if the pins are different size or anything that will go in there. And they look like they might be the same. Okay, so we just stick them together. Oh, going the wrong way about it, sorry. Up the hole. Some pieces are easy to go together, and then some of them get real fidgety, or whatever. What's the proper word that I'm looking for? Some of them get a little hard to put together, and some of them get a little bit easy. In together like so. Okay, and it looks like plastic might be a little warped, but anyway, that's pretty much what it looks like. Looks like a rotor. Yes! All right, next stage, we want us to, now this is metal, but it's not magnetized. The metal is not sticking. I mean, it's not magnetized, so it must be aluminum. But It's not sticking to it, but it is metal. Okay. They want us to attach this. Let's see if there's any particular way they want it. Now there is a certain way this goes on here. Got the screw hose, and then you have like where there's a little pin made into it that actually goes into that hole. So you line them up like that. It can only go one way. So they want us to put the wheel hub and the disc brake together. They want us to use 2 CM screws to attach them together. See, these are GM screws, and then these are CM screws. Look like we got more CM than the others. And that means we're going to need 3-in-1 oil. Yes! There's a lot of metal parts in this one. So. Flip this over so I can put the screws in. Yes! And keep the hole lined up. Yes! Okay, it's going to be a little fidgety. This is and no, I'm not actually cussing. So alright, set it down like this, make it a little easier on myself. Get one started. I'll grab another. Readjust the light so you can see a little better. Make sure they're snug. Don't over tighten or just strip out. You could actually break the screw also. So make sure it's tight. Finishes that part. The next part, they want us to take the axle spindle, and they want us to take, let's see, caliper base plate is what they call this. If I can get it out of the hole. Thank you. Okay, so it is labeled on the back of it, says R. And according to the picture, the way they want you to put this together, it's kind of like this. Now it can only go one way, so it can only go one way because there's an outline on the back of it, so you can't be wrong with it. So alright, so they want it to be held together with CM screws again. And the next one, I might be able to do this a little faster this time, since the first one I kind of know a little bit of. It's basically the same, you're just doing the other side of the car. So I might be able to do this a little quicker.
Oh, yeah!
but I will do some cuts here and there if I have to. So.
Yes!
Alright, so it says CM screws go in the top holes. Just start it to get it to hold in place, and then we go with this one.
Happy birthday! No!
There's that. Okay. Now they want us to insert the base plate assembly, and they want it to put into the disc brake assembly, like so. It's kind of doing like the first one, I mean the other one did when I was doing it. It's a little tight, but then it loosens up after you spin it a little bit, so the wheels can turn. I started to say maybe I can put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on it. Maybe it'll make it spin a little bit more freely, but then again, would you really want it to really roll real freely? I mean, it's good to have it roll, but would you rather it be really loose and your car kind of roll off the shelf, or would you like to have a little bit of friction? Which, me, I think I'd rather have just a little bit of friction on it, because at least it'll keep it from rolling too easy. It's okay to roll, you just don't want it to roll too much. So, okay, the next step, you want the caliper on. And it's all the detail they put in this thing. It looks pretty cool. I like that. Alright, and then they want it to attach these two hoses right here. It kind of hose the caliper in place, and hose the disc brake in place. The caliper, and they want CM screws on this one as well. Just line up the holes. Get it started. Just tighten them down all the way. Nice and snug. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want it to round off the bolt heads, or should I say screw heads. And you don't want it stripping anything out. There you go. And the wheel still turns. Which is good. As it should be. Not very much tolerance there for it to turn, but it does okay. So, alright, there's that. Now that that's done, we set it aside. I'm going to set it right there. Next, they want us to take the upper spring mount, and they want us to attach the shock absorber cylinder. They want us to attach it to the part. This is also metal. You can see it inside there. I think it's aluminum. Looks like aluminum. And you notice that it looks a little, it's not exactly round, it's got like an oval shape to match the hole, so make sure it goes in that way. Just go in only one way. Okay. If it's supposed to push in. Okay, as far as it goes. Alright, so I need to put an EM screw in there. Of course, I have to let go of everything to grab the screws. Okay. I think there's a misprint here because they didn't give me any EM screws. They gave me GM screws. So there's no other screws in the packet. Go back and check. Oh, there is supposed to be EM screws in there. Okay, I don't see no other screws. Alright, hang on a minute. Let me go look. Okay, by looking through, took me a little bit of time. I have extra screws that I got put away. Now, as you see in this, as I said at the beginning, we have CM screws, FM screw, GM, and EM. The only ones that came with the kit, looks like I'm missing 2 of them. Looks like I'm missing the FM and I'm missing the EM. But, because of previous kits, I put away FM screws, so I have those. And the EM screws. Luckily, I have exactly 2. So, good thing. You always want to hang on to your extra screws because you just never know for such occasions. Alright. So, it wants me to put an EM screw. Double check that again. Okay. Just making sure. Because the picture does not look like the screw. I mean, it looks a little different. So, the EM screw has a little bitty flat washer made onto it that they call a flange. So, I guess that's what they call it. But since it's going in the metal, put a little dab on it, and then we will attach the part of the shock absorber cylinder onto the mount. So screw that in. And if the cylinder begins to start turning, you might want to make sure it's in that groove where it belongs so it doesn't keep turning. So make sure you're turning the screw and not the cylinder. Okay, and that's where it should be. Just make sure it's no binding or anything like that. And it looks like it should be nice and tight.
Yes!
And it still has a little play because it needs to have travel when it's, for the suspension system. So you have to have some travel. So that's what it's supposed to look like, I think. Just making sure the screw is tightened down all the way, and it is. So, okay, there's that. Next stage. Oh, the fun part. Okay, so we get to attach the upper control arm to the other part from the previous kit. We get to attach that on here. If I remember from the last one, it kind of gave me a little bit of a trouble trying to go in there. So FM screws, takes 2 of them. Okay. And as I said, I got exactly 2. So we don't want to lose these. And these are those little storage things that I bought from Amazon. I'll show that in a previous video, so if you want to go back and look at that, the links are in that video. So, because they don't have little storage containers to go with the extra screws, so But always hang on to all your extra screws because you just never know. They may forget to put a screw pack in your kit. So, okay, line up the hole.
Yes!
Get it in there like that. Oh, come on. And no, I'm not cussing. It just makes it sound like I am. But anyway, this is going to be a little finicky. I can tell that already. Trying to get that to hold. This is where I probably need extra hands on this, but I don't have any. So I got to do with what I got. So, make sure that's going in. Just to start it. Okay. And we got to do the same thing on this side. Line up the hole.
Yes!
Like that. And lay it down for a minute. And the last screw.
Yes!
I guess that's the reason why they give you extra screws, just in case they forget to put screws in one of your packs.
Yes!
And so you don't have to worry about waiting for another kit to have extra screws. So that's probably why they do it. But it's a good thing they do, because if I didn't have the screws, I couldn't go forward with the build. I'd have to wait, and then that would be another video, really. Snug it, tighten it.
Yes!
So get the other side tight.
Yes!
I don't know if you want to make it too tight, because then the suspension might not flex or move if you make it too tight. So make it go off a little bit. Just snug it. Get it as tight, and then if it's not enough, if it's not doesn't have too much flex in it, you can loosen it just a hair, just a little.
Yes!
Give you a little bit more travel. So with the suspension. Alright. I guess we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it a little bit loose for travel. Just a little. Not very much. There we go. That's better. Alright, there's that. Now they want us to put in this little piece here, which they call a ball joint. Put that in here, like to the top, like that. There's screw holes in here. I'm not sure if there's what I'm looking for to see if one side is bigger than the other, because if it's, you know, one side is where the screw goes in, the other side isn't. So I think that might be the smaller side. So I'm not sure. It doesn't really give any comments so that it may be. Let's see, the upper control arm along the hole in the middle of the ball joint, and with the hole in the wishbone piece. Okay, 8J, which is this piece here. They want us to put this on there. Doesn't really say. It says don't tighten it too much. All the components must move freely, so don't over tighten. Alright. So I notice there's a little bit of something in this hole. Could be metal flash or something in there. might make it a little bit more difficult. Clean that out a little bit. That's a little bit of metal flash. It should get some of that out with there. I know if I keep doing that with my screwdriver, I'll mess my screwdriver up. So we'll leave it like that. Maybe the screw will help rethread it. Okay. So we want a GM screw, which comes with the kit, luckily. You only need one. Of course, you have extras, so if you have extra, that's a good thing to have because you just never know. As I found out just a little bit ago. This also needs metal.
Yes!
Some on the threads, a little bit more on that than usual. Okay, so a little piece needs to come out of there. This goes in. I'm assuming it's gonna, doesn't matter because I think the hose might be the same on both sides of that piece, so we'll leave it at that. And they want us to attach this to it. It's gonna be a little finicky. I can see it already. I'm gonna get it started on this piece first before I try to stick it in there.
Yes!
I may have to take something to dig that out. Hang on a minute. Okay, that was not fun. Trying to get that screw in there. Alright, so we'll resume. Try to get this into the little knuckle there. We have to do this off camera. But then again, if you see what kind of issues I'm having, you might have the similar issues, so it might be helpful to have it on camera. That way you can see how I do it.
Yes!
Okay. At least it started. So. Now it's going in. Alright, there we go.
Yes!
I remember having a similar issue with the other side when I was doing it, and that's why I had to cut camera a couple times. And it says not to do over tighten because you need some, it doesn't need to be really tight, you need some travel. That might be easier said than done, right? Okay, it's basically like that. Going over tighten, okay, loosen just a hair. Don't want anything breaking, that's what I'm looking for to make sure it's not going to break anywhere. I'm almost afraid to bend on it too much because I'm afraid it's going to break. These are made out of aluminum, by the way. So, well, there we have it. That's what we have. That's what it shows in the. That's what it shows in the book. So that's what we have, sort of. Still, I'm afraid to bend this too much because I'm afraid it's going to break if I try to bend it too much. But that's about where close to where it needs to be. Okay, there's that. Well, that was a little bit of a challenge, but I did it faster this time. So subscribe if you need to. You hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification button to let YouTube know that you like these kind of videos, and it'll let you also know when I post a new video. And And if you want to make a comment down below, if you're having the same issues I'm having on some of the model kits, or what model stage you're on, if you want to share pictures, that kind of thing, you can do that below, if YouTube will let you. I'm not saying that I can, I'll allow it if YouTube will let you. If any kind of comments about the model so far, or if you have the same model and you're having the same kind of issues I'm having, or you have different issues, just say something about it in the comments if you need to. Okay. And that'll be it for issue number 8. And stay tuned till when the next issue or the next video will come out, be issue number 9. That should be out a week from this video. So okay. Anyway, like it if you like it, subscribe if you want to, hit the notification button if you do subscribe, and comment down below if you need to make any comments or anything about, as long as they're not really negative or anything like that, you'll be fine. So, okay. See y'all later. Bye. I'm trying to find the button. The little arm is in the way.